One of the important tasks of the 21st century is redefining social concepts. I would like to start redefining the word peace. The main question here is whether peace means the absence of war. In other words, if a country is not involved in a war, do the people of that country live in a green peace? How can we establish the world without armed conflicts? It's simple, just end wars and push diplomatic measures. It might seem as a surprisingly easy, but it's paradoxical. The world without armed conflicts is a distant dream. War was born along with the civilizations. When a group of people with similar interests, ethnic identities, and unity decides to live together, the grouping gets its own single and a collective identity and begins to act as a single unit or a person. That person would only look after his own survival and undermines the existence of others. Even though civilizations paved the way towards formations of empires and in turn into nation-states, the latter prevailed, the selfishness of groupings, which makes them ignore the right to live by other groupings. As Darwin states, it's a battle for survival of the fittest. The 20th century was riddled with armed conflicts. Each year small-scale conflicts were taking shape abruptly and in the majority of cases, led to major conflicts. Even both world wars were the product of ultranationalism and the battle for colonies. The global political and mode of communication were primal, and this stage could be regarded as a stage of gradual transformation into more matured beings. The strive for fetching more power by nations led to industrial revolution, expanding empires and triggered an arms race. The sustainability of resources and climate were not taken into account, and the industries using primitive technologies made our planet a gas chamber. The invention of nuclear bombs and 2 world wars caused uttermost destruction. The Cold War and the concept of mad put the world on the verge of apocalypse. The socialist principles were slowly eroded and the capitalist free market concepts began to take shape. In the 21st century, with the breakthroughs in transportation and communication, the world became much more connected. With the advent of free media and citizen journalism, the barriers for gaining information were collapsed. With the breakthrough in communication technology, the information became easily accessible at any time anywhere around the globe. The affordable air travel connected the world and enabled enhanced people-to-people relations, unlike the past century. This also enabled more participation of people in decision-making process, and the function of parliament and other establishments are no more confined to brick walls. This changed the way in which government, as well as the military organs, functions. They became more people-oriented, and the people began to influence the decision-making of government in every aspect. The beginning of the 21st century was marked by the increased threat projected by non-state actors. The attack of 9/11 and rise of ISIS stirred the world against the threat possessed by non-state actors. There was spread of extremist religious ideologies, and the world united to fight against the threat of terrorism. The ongoing war on terror caused a large number of casualties and made Afghanistan and Iraq much more unstable. The Arab Spring, which toppled many authoritarian regimes in the Middle East, caused widespread destruction of properties and at the same time enabled the spreading of democratic ideologies along the region. As resources are becoming scarce and the climate change fields are dwindling the economic progress of developing nations, the world is slowly witnessing a shift in political environment. The economic and refugee crisis is looming the developed economies, and the concept of globalization is slowly fading away. Ultranationalism is slowly sweeping the globe, which in the future further undermine the stability of the geopolitical environment. Ultranationalism could make the nations to ignore the treaties and even to escalate small conflicts into full-scale wars without considering the option of settling the disputes by diplomatic measures. This could further undermine the regional stability. the Russia-US standoff over Syrian civil war in Ukraine, South China Sea conflict, the ongoing arms race in the South Asian region, the Brexit and the civil wars in African nations, indicates that the 21st century won't be a century of tranquility. Peace is only possible when we agree to work towards a sustainable global growth by shedding regional and ethnic rivalries. But as human can't transform into a species like the one above, and the hope for a peaceful world will remain as a distant dream forever.